Okay, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is when you see this video. Um, this is the continuation of my what's now weekly videos. At one point, I was going to do it every 2 weeks, but weekly videos as part of me chronicling my personal development journey for this year, and who knows, beyond as well. Now, as I've said in the past, and I will say on every video, I'm doing this uncut, unedited. This is me raw, making mistakes, and so on. And the reason for that is I need to get comfortable making mistakes. I need to be comfortable speaking in front of a camera. I need to be comfortable just looking stupid, really. Because that's really part and parcel of personal development. To test yourself, to be able to fall down and get up, and all the, the well-used tropes and metaphors and so on about personal growth, the growth mindset and so on. So that's really what I'm doing. So this is my most recent take on life, as it were. Now, I mentioned last week, and the week before, in fact, that I'm undertaking a detox. And that detox is partly about food and drink. And that's the obvious kind of take on detox, whereby you remove, in my case, meat, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, etc. And hopefully I will be a better man at the end of it. And I've done this for many years, twice a year, for up to a month. It works for me. But this time I'm also focusing on two areas. Firstly, declutter. I have so much stuff. I look around here and think, do I really need these things? Does it bring me joy? It doesn't have to bring me joy, but is it kind of acting as a barrier or as an excuse for not actually pushing on? I look at my piles of papers and think, I've got so many just in case pieces of papers, which is really a form of, well, partly procrastination, but reality is insecurities. Some things I know I should let go. And so this process is forcing me every single day to throw something out. Even if it is one paper or two pieces of paper, throw out some papers so that at the end of my detox, I have less things than I had at the beginning. And you might not think that that's, a great mountain to climb, but ultimately, most of us don't realise the creep of stuff accumulating. Stuff that had value a year ago that you still have, you haven't touched for 6 months, you've suddenly forgotten about, and then you realise, do I still need that? So that's really what I'm doing. I'm trying to throw things out that that no longer have some value. And I think we should all try it. You should try it. Look around your room and honestly think about, do you still need it? It's not about necessarily bringing you joy, but almost the opposite. Not so much the opposite, but is it causing you some form of harm, discomfort, providing a barrier? And when I say a barrier, it could literally be piles of papers which are just there. It's not giving you a clear mind. It's just there. It's stuff. It's just sucking up all your energy. So that's one thing. I am decluttering. And it's not just physical declutter as well. I've been going through all my bookmarks on my computer, all my apps on my phone, and thinking, do I really need that? It was a great idea at the time, but no. So I've got bookmarks of websites and web pages that no longer exist. So why am I still got it bookmarked? And so I've been cutting through those, but also I've been going back and thinking, that's actually still relevant, that thought. So I've been re-educating myself on many things in life. So that's the important thing, to use it as a process, not just to declutter, but also to remember what you found had value in the past. And so that's one thing I'm going to do. Continue to declutter. I mean, I looked in the drawer the other day. I had all these kind of pieces of consumer electronics, if you will, bits and bobs, that have been out of date for a good 5, 10 years. I mean, you've got all these things that people no longer use, or you can no longer get spare parts for, that are almost like antiques. So that's part and parcel. Declutter your life. Now, the second thing is my online detox. And this is all about looking at my social media presence. And I've tried this in the past where I've pretty much cut out Facebook. I've kind of cut out Insta. I've cut back on LinkedIn. In fact, I need to declutter LinkedIn as well, at least take the app off because it's just noise as well. And I realise that I am able to hear myself more. You don't realise that when you're on these sites, and people talk about the doom scroll, it's not necessarily doom, it's just Blair. You're looking at stuff, it's like looking at beige wallpaper. He says, looking at the wall of beige wall paint, where you can see stuff that isn't necessarily, it's not negative, but it doesn't really do anything for you. It's just like, oh, I won I won a carrot in the local fair. What do you do? I mean, great. And there's nothing wrong with them, embracing their wins, but it's just not high level thinking for me. So I've cut out Facebook. Now, I would say I haven't 100% come off it because whenever there's a notification, maybe somebody has commented on a previous post of mine, or it's a birthday, I do sometimes go in and comment. It is very useful as a way in which to cut back on, again, noise. This is all about noise. The whole detox thing is about cutting out stuff, whether I'm talking about that decluttering element, whether I'm talking about this online detox. It's just trying to have a more pure, more focused existence. The one downside I've found with the online dynamic, or the Facebook detox, let's talk about Facebook, is you will miss things. Now, for every 100, or I don't know how many, let's call it 50 to 100 blah stuff, there's always going to be 1 or 2 or 3 nuggets that you wish you'd seen. I was lucky, is probably not the right word, but I kind of clicked on a few days ago to when there was a notification, and obviously my homepage popped up, or my feed popped up, should I say. And on that feed, I found out that a long-term friend, her mother had just passed away suddenly when they were on holiday. So I was able to send my condolences, but had I not been in that space, obviously I would not have been able to know about that, because we live in different countries and I wouldn't have heard about it any other way. So from that perspective, it's positive. And again, I also noticed a narrative. Again, I clicked on to respond to another message, and then I saw someone else's story, and he was talking about 1 year after my recovery. I thought, recovery from what? And then looking through his comments, he said, my heart attack. I thought, you'd had a heart attack? And again, this guy lives in another country to me. I haven't seen him for years. I wouldn't say we're close. We're not close, but, happy birthdays on Facebook and stuff like that. And I was trying to think, why didn't I see his comment about having a heart attack a year ago? Can't believe it. Then I suddenly realised that a year ago I was doing a digital detox. So I missed it. And yeah, these things happen. And I remember another time I came off it and I realised someone had just got engaged, someone had just had a baby, these things happen. And so that those are, I guess, the collateral damage of this approach. But ultimately, I still feel we should all detox our lives, not just food, people, stuff, just noise. So my declutter is physical, paper, just old stuff I have. It's digital, in terms of looking through files I've got saved. Do I really need that file? Is it relevant? Apps, etc., etc. Anyway, so you have a go at this. Again, this is part of my personal development journey. Should provide me with more clarity. Again, I always do these videos as pure as possible, i.e. I'm always going to be nervous doing it, so I'm not editing it out. This is me. This is what you get. Yeah. So I suggest you try this exercise, recording yourself every week, every day, every whatever, and see how it feels. Because again, this is a great exercise, both in terms of practice, but also to record your thoughts beyond what you put in a journal. This is quite enlightening for me, and it's something that I know that I'll look back on in 6 months' time and go, yeah, I'm glad I did this. Anyway, that's it for now. I was going to talk about health stuff, but maybe I'll save that for next week. Yeah. Okay, so subscribe. I don't know why I'm doing that, because I'm not going to have a box there for you to subscribe to, but subscribe, follow my journey, and see whether anything resonates with you, because that's really what this is about. I do these videos for me, so that I learn about myself, but hopefully some others will find some benefit from what I'm talking about as well. So that's it from me, and enjoy.